Question 18. Joe qualifies for both rent assistance and youth allowance and receives a fortnightly payment from the government. Rent assistance is $119.40 per fortnight. The maximum youth allowance is $402.70 per fortnight. It is reduced by 50 cents in the dollar for any income earned over $236 per fortnight. Joe earns $300 per fortnight from a part-time job. What is the total amount Joe receives each fortnight from the government? Now, the rent assistance is not affected by any extra income earned, only the youth allowance. Now, Joe earns over the threshold of $236. So we need to determine what the reduction in the youth allowance is going to be. So let's work that out first. So the difference between what Joe earns and the threshold is found by 300 minus 236, and I'll put that in brackets. Then multiplying that by 0.5, that determines how much the youth allowance is going to be reduced by. So her youth allowance will be reduced by $32. So to work out the total payment, that's the rent assistance, $119.40, plus her youth allowance of $402.70, but then we minus the reduction of $32. And that equals $490.10. The answer is option D. Question 27A. Ty earns a gross weekly wage of $1,024. Each week her deductions are tax installment of $296.40, health fund contribution of $24.50, and union fees of $15.80. She also pays $3,640 over the year as her share of the household expenses. What percentage of her net wage does Ty pay for household expenses? So our first step is to work out her gross yearly wage. So she earns $1,024 per week over 52 weeks, and that equals $53,248. Now her yearly deductions can be found by adding up her weekly deductions. I'll put that in brackets and we multiply that by 52. So $296.40 plus $24.50 plus $15.80 in brackets, multiply that by 52, that's 52 weeks, and that equals $17,508.40. Next, we'll work out her net annual wage. We'll take her gross wage that we just worked out here, and we subtract from that the deductions that we worked out here, and that equals $35,739.60. Now to work out the percentage of her net wage, that's household expenses, $3,640 divided by the net annual wage that we just worked out. We'll multiply that by 100 because we want the answer as a percentage, and that equals 10.18%, correct to 2 decimal places. Question 28E. Matthew bought a laptop priced at $2,800. He paid a 10% deposit and made monthly repayments of $95.20 for 3 years. What annual flat rate of interest was Matthew charged? Justify your answer with suitable calculations. So the first thing we'll work out is the amount borrowed. So he paid a 10% deposit, which means that 90% of the value of this laptop will need to be repaid. So $2,800 multiplied by 90% is equal to $2,520. So that is effectively the principal or what Matthew would have had to have borrowed. Now the total repayments is found by taking the monthly repayment, $95.20, multiplied by 12 months in the year over 3 years. And that equals $3,427.20. Next, we'll work out the interest paid on the loan. And we work that out by taking the value of the total repayment and we subtract from that the amount borrowed. So $3,427.20 minus $2,520, and that equals $907.20. Finally, to work out the interest rate, or the annual interest rate, now it's simple interest, so we will apply the formula I equals P times R times N. So the interest is equal to the principal, or the amount borrowed, multiplied by the interest rate per annum, multiplied by the number of years. So we need to rearrange this formula to make R the subject of the formula. So R is equal to $907.20 divided by 2,520 divided by 3. So since R is being multiplied by 2,520 and multiplied by 3, the opposite of multiplication is division. And when we evaluate this expression, we get 0.12 as a decimal. But as a percentage, we multiply that by 100, we get 12% per annum. Question 3. Luke's normal rate of pay is $24.80 per hour. In 1 week, he worked 14 hours at the normal rate, 4 hours at time and a half, and 3.5 hours at double time. He was also paid a wet weather allowance of $50 for the week. What was his pay for the week? So let's work this out one step at a time. The 14 hours at the normal rate is 14 multiplied by $24.80, which is $347.20. Now the 4 hours at time and a half is worked out by 4 multiplied by $24.80 multiplied by 1.5, which represents time and a half, which gives $148.80. Now for the double time component, we have 3.5 hours worked at double time multiplied by $24.80 multiplied by 2, and that 2 represents double time, and that equals $173.60. Now adding all that together, and don't forget to add the $50 wet weather allowance, we get $719.60, so option D. Question 9. Lynn invests $1,000 for a term of 15 months. Interest is paid at a flat rate of 3.75% per annum. How much will Lynn's investment be worth at the end of the term? Now firstly, it's flat rate interest, which means simple interest. We need to use the formula I equals PRN to calculate the interest earned on this investment, and we add that interest to the principal to then work out the value of the investment at the end of the term. The other point to note is the time period is measured in months. We'll either need to convert that into years or convert the interest rate per annum into an interest rate per month. So I'm going to use the formula I equals PRN to calculate the interest earned. So I equals P, which is 1,000, that's the principal invested, multiplied by the interest rate per annum, multiplied by the number of years. Now, since the time period is measured in months, to convert months into years, we need to divide that by 12. So I've chosen to keep the interest rate as is, but convert 15 months into years. And I get $46.88 worth of interest. That needs to get added on to the principal, and we get $1,046.88. So the answer is option A. Question 11. An enterprise agreement has the following annual salary arrangements. George's employer pays 6% more than the enterprise agreement. He is on step 3 and receives an allowance for leader 2. What is George's gross monthly pay? Now step 3 means that his base salary is $45,000 per year, and leader 2 means that his leadership allowance is $7,500 per year. So adding those two together, George is on $52,500 per year. However, George's employer pays 6% more than the enterprise agreement. So we need to increase $52,500 by 6%. And we can do that easily by multiplying $52,500 by 1.06, and we get $55,650 per year. However, we want George's gross monthly pay. So of course we need to divide that by 12, and we get $4,637.50, option D. Question 13. Polly borrowed $11,000. She repaid the loan in full at the end of 2 years with a lump sum of $12,000. What annual simple interest rate was she charged? And the first thing to note is the amount of interest that she paid. So she borrowed $11,000, paid back $12,000, which means the interest is $1,000. Now it's simple interest, so we can use the formula I equals PRN to calculate the annual rate of interest. So I, which is $1,000, that's the interest, is equal to the principal, $11,000, multiplied by R, the annual interest rate, multiplied by N, which is the number of years, so it's 2 years. Now we need to rearrange this equation to make R the subject of the formula, so we can divide both sides by 11,000 and by 2, and we can do that at the same time because everything on the right hand side is just being multiplied together. So we could do 1,000 divided by 11,000 divided by 2 all in one step. And that equals 0.045545. It's recurring. But we need to convert that into a percentage, so we need to multiply that by 100. And we end up with 4.55%. So it's option B. Question 27B. The table shows the tax payable to the Australian Taxation Office for different taxable incomes. Peter has a gross annual salary of $84,000. She has tax deductions of $1,000 for work-related travel and $500 for stationery. The Medicare levy that she pays is calculated at 1.5% of her taxable income. Peter has already paid $18,500 in tax. Will Peter receive a tax refund, or will she owe money to the Australian Taxation Office? Justify your answer by calculating the refund or amount owed. So let's go through this step at a time. That's a 4-mark question. So the first thing we need to work out is the taxable income. So her gross salary is $84,000, and we subtract the deductions, so $1,000 and the $500 for the stationery. And Peter's taxable income is $82,500, so that's what she will be taxed on. Our next step is to work out her tax liability. In other words, based on this taxable income, how much tax would she owe just based on her income? So $82,500, we need to refer to the income tax table, and it's this row here. So $82,500 lies between $80,001 and $180,000, which means that she will owe $17,547 plus 37 cents for each dollar over $80,000. So it can be worked out this way. So 17,547, so that's from this number here, plus, now 37 cents for each dollar really means 37%. Multiplied by the difference between her taxable income and $80,000, and that's according to this rule here. And so her tax liability will be $18,472. Now we need to work out the Medicare levies. So that's like an extra tax that's added on top, and that is calculated at 1.5% of her taxable income. So we've already worked out her taxable income, so it's $82,500. So her Medicare levy is 1.5% of $82,500, and that's $1,237.50. So that'll be added to her income tax liability to then come up with the total tax that she owes. So the total tax that Peter would owe is, well, would be worked out as $18,472 plus $1,237.50 to give us a total of $19,709.50. Now Peter's only paid $18,500 already, so it's a tax paid up front. So the tax that she owes is more than the tax that she's already paid, $18,500, which means that Peter owes more money. So she'll be sent a bill or an invoice from the Australian Taxation Office. So the amount owed be worked out by $19,709.50 minus the tax that she's already paid, and that gives us $1,209.50. Question 13. Jane sells jewellery. Her commission is based on a sliding scale of 6% on the first $2,000 of her sales, 3.5% on the next $1,000 and 2% thereafter. What is Jane's commission when her total sales are $5,670? So what I've done is to use a number line to break up this amount of $5,670 into the 3 tiers. So the first $2,000 attracts 6% commission. The next $1,000 attracts 3.5% commission, And the balance is found by subtracting 3,000 from 5,670. So this 3,000 is obviously 2,000 plus 1,000. And that gives us a balance of $2,670, and that attracts a commission of 2%. So her total commission is 6% of $2,000 plus 3.5% of $1,000 plus 2% of $2,670 to give us a grand total of $208.40. So it's option B. Question 27A. Alex is buying a used car which has a sale price of $13,380. In addition to the sale price, there are the following costs: transfer of registration, $30, and stamp duty, at this point unknown. So part 1, stamp duty for this car is calculated at $3 for every $100 or part thereof of the sale price. Calculate the stamp duty payable. Now where it says or part thereof, that implies that the sale price of the car needs to be rounded up to the nearest $100 before we calculate the stamp duty. So even if this was $13,310, you still round it up to the nearest $100 before we apply the calculation for stamp duty. So let's do that. So rounding $13,380 up to the nearest $100, of course we get $13,400. We divide that by 100 and then multiply it by 3 to calculate the stamp duty, and we get $402. Part 2. Alex borrows the total amount to be paid for the car, including stamp duty and transfer of registration. Interest on the loan is charged at a flat rate of 7.5% per annum. The loan is to be repaid in equal monthly installments over 3 years. Calculate Alex's monthly repayments. Now note that flat rate interest is simple interest. So that's using the formula I equals PRN to determine the amount of interest owed. So the first thing we need to determine though is the principal. How much did Alex borrow? So the principal is equal to $30, that's the transfer of registration, plus the stamp duty, plus the sale price of the car, and we get $13,812. So that's how much Alex is borrowing. So the next thing we need to work out is the interest owed on the car. So that's added on. So interest equals principal multiplied by the interest rate per annum multiplied by the number of years. And that gives us $3,107.70. So Alex has to pay this much on top of the principal. So now we need to sort of start to think about the monthly repayments. So before we do that, let's work out the total amount repaid. So that's $13,812. So that's the principal, the amount borrowed, plus the interest. And Alex will need to repay $16,919.70. And the final step is to work out the monthly repayments. So it's over 3 years, 12 months in a year, of course, so that's going to be 36 payments. So monthly repayments equals $16,919.70, dividing that by 36, and we get $469.99 rounded. Part 3. Alex wishes to take out comprehensive insurance for the car for 12 months. The cost of comprehensive insurance is calculated using the following: base rate, $845, fire service levy, or FSL, 1% of base rate, stamp duty, 5.5% of the total of base rate and FSL, and GST, 10% of the total of base rate and FSL. Find the total amount that Alex will need to pay for comprehensive insurance. Now the first thing to work out, I guess logically, is this fire service levy, which is 1% of base rate, which is 1% of $845, which gives us $8.45. The next thing we can work out is the stamp duty. Now that we have the fire service levy, so let's work that out. So that's 5.5% of the total of base rate and FSL. And that gives us $46.94. The next thing to work out is the GST. And it's a similar calculation to stamp duty. So rather than 5.5%, we just replace that with 10%. So GST is equal to 10% multiplied by the sum of 845 plus $8.45. And that equals $85.35. And finally, we just add that all up. So 845, that's the base rate, plus $8.45, which is the fire service levy, plus the stamp duty plus the GST equals $985.74. Part 4. Alex has decided he will take out the comprehensive car insurance rather than the less expensive non-compulsory third-party car insurance. What extra cover is provided by the comprehensive car insurance? Now, third-party car insurance covers damage to property other than one's own. So comprehensive car insurance covers what third-party car insurance covers as well as one's own property. So one way to word the answer to this is covers damage to Alex's car as well as damage to other people's property. Question 3. Gail's gross pay each week is $952.25. The following deductions are taken from her gross pay each week. So we have tax, superannuation, union membership, and health fund. What is Gail's net pay each week? So the net pay is determined by taking all the expenses or all the deductions and then subtracting these amounts from her gross pay. So let's do just that. So 952.25 minus 180.93 minus 85.70 minus 21.40 minus 38.15, and we have $626.07. So that's option B. Question 15. A camera costs $449, including 12% GST. What is the price of the camera without GST, correct to the nearest dollar? So notice first of all that it's not 10% GST, so we can't do the whole divide by 11 or those sort of shortcuts. But a good way to think of it is like this. We have the camera and we're going to add 12% GST, so we're going to multiply it by 112%, so that increases it by 12%, and we get $449. Now let's reverse that. We want the price of the camera before the GST is added. So camera is equal to 449 divided by 112%. Okay. Divide that by 112%, and we get $400.89. Which to the nearest dollar is option B. Question 25. An insurance company offers customers the following discounts on the basic annual premium for car insurance. And here's the schedule there. If a customer is eligible for more than one discount, subsequent discounts are applied to the already discounted premium. The combined compulsory third party, CTP, and comprehensive insurance discount is always applied last. Jamie has 3 insurance policies, including combined CTP and comprehensive insurance with this company. He has used this company for 8 years and he has never made a claim. The basic annual premium for his car insurance is $870. How much will Jamie need to pay after the discounts are applied? Alright, so there's quite a bit going on here. And this is certainly a multiple choice question that you do not want to rush. So spend a little bit of extra time where need be. Okay, so, and it's actually not as difficult as all that. Let's start. So we have $870 and obviously that's going to be discounted. Going backwards, okay, we know that he used the company for 8 years. Okay, so clearly this no claim bonus will be applied since he's also never made a claim. So both of these apply there. So there's going to be a 20% discount. And he has a multi-policy discount as well. Has 3 insurance policies. So that means that this applies as well, this 15%. Okay. And subsequent discounts are applied to the already discounted premium. All right, so let's start. We have $870. Okay, we're going to discount that by 15%. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to multiply it by 85%. Okay, so just to show you how this works, think of it this way: 100% minus 15%. Okay, and then we're going to discount it again, multiplied by, okay, we're going to discount it by 20%, so we're going to multiply it by 100% minus 20%. There's a shortcut to this. I'm just sort of showing you the long way of doing things, just so you can understand what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is a reduction or a discount, and then we're going to subtract $50. Okay, so $50 discount, so minus $50. Let's see what we get. Okay, so 870. Now, rather than typing all that out, I'm just going to type in 85%, just a bit quicker. Then I'm going to discount it by 80%. Sorry, by 20% by multiplying by 80%. Sorry, so shift percent there. So multiply by 85, multiply by 80, and we're going to subtract $50, and we get $541.60. Okay, $541.60, and that's option C. Question 20. Isabella works a 35-hour week and is paid at an hourly rate of $18. Any overtime hours worked are paid at time and a half. In a particular week, she earned $1,008. How many hours in total did Isabella work in this week to earn this amount? First of all, let's work out how much she earned in the 35 hours without the overtime. So it's 35 hours multiplied by 18. Okay, so 35 multiplied by 18, we get $630. So let's work out her overtime. Okay, so the overtime pay, okay, is equal to 1,008 minus 630. Okay, 1,008 minus 630, and we get $378. So how many hours did you have to work to earn this $378? Okay, so 378, if we divide it by her overtime hourly rate, which is $18 an hour multiplied by 1.5, that'll give us the hours she earned, the hours, sorry, that she had to work to earn the $378, divided by 18 times 1.5, and we get 14 hours. Okay, but that's not the final answer. So we take the 14 hours, add it to the 35 hours that she already worked, so total hours is equal to 14 plus 35, which is equal to 49 hours worked, and that's option C. Question 26D. The field diagram shows a block of land ABCD that has been surveyed. All measurements are in meters. Calculate the length of AB correct to the nearest meter. So let's identify interval AB. So that's this interval there, and I'm just going to write a pronumeral there next to it, so to make our calculations a little bit easier. Now, hopefully we could notice that this side AB, or side X, is the hypotenuse of a right angled triangle. So x squared is equal to 32 squared plus 23 plus 10 all squared. So that's the length of the other short side. Okay, so x squared is equal to 32 squared plus 33 squared. Okay. Okay, if you want to evaluate that, 32 squared plus 33 squared. Okay, so that's using Pythagoras theorem, 2,113. Okay. X is equal to the square root of 2,113. Therefore, x equals, and it says to the nearest meter, okay, square root of 2,013, 45.967, 46 meters. Okay, that's fairly easy enough to round. Question 26F. Theo is completing his tax return. He has a gross salary of $82,521 and income from a rental property totaling $10,920. He is claiming $13,420 in allowable deductions. So part 1, determine Theo's taxable income. So let's start off with his gross income, $82,521, his gross salary. Add on the extra income from his rental property, $10,920. And let's take away his allowable deductions. So that's $13,420. Okay, so let's quickly calculate that. 82521 plus $10,920 minus $13,420, and it's $80,021. So equals $80,021. So that's Theo's taxable income. Part 2, using the tax table below, calculate Theo's tax payable. So that's going to be the 4th tax bracket, so this one here. And we'll just follow the instructions in the second column. So Theo is going to pay $17,547 plus, now 37 cents for each dollar just means 37% multiplied by the difference between 80,000 and 80,021. So I think it's easy enough to see that it's going to be just $21. Okay, so that's simple enough. Okay, 17,547 plus 37% multiplied by the difference of 80,021 and 80,000. So that's going to be $17,554.77. So that's how much tax Theo will need to pay. So part 3, in addition to the above tax, Theo must also pay a Medicare levy of $1,642. Theo has already paid $20,525 as pay-as-you-go tax. Should Theo receive a tax refund, or will he owe more tax? Justify your answer with calculations. So we could do it this way. So let's have a look at the taxes already paid. Okay, so we'll consider that first. $20,525 minus the tax that Theo must pay. And he must pay $17,554.77, and he also must pay the Medicare levy, $1,600.42. Now, if the answer is a positive, then it's going to be a refund. Okay, if it's negative, then they'll owe more tax. So let's see if Theo gets a refund. 525 minus $17,154.77 plus $1,600.42, and turns out to be a positive answer, so $1,369.81, which is, so Theo will receive a refund as he overpaid tax by $1,369.81. Question 27a. Alice intends to buy a car and insure it. Briefly describe what each of these types of insurance covers. So you've got compulsory third-party insurance, or CTP, and you've got non-compulsory third-party property insurance. In fact, in both of these, well, with both of these insurances, they apply when Alice is at fault. So in an accident. So if Alice is at fault in a car accident, okay, CTP covers injury to people, while non-compulsory third-party property insurance covers damage to other people's property. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable answer. Question 6. Tom earns a weekly wage of $1,025. He also receives an additional allowance of $87.50 per day when handling toxic substances. What is Tom's income in a fortnight in which he handles toxic substances on 5 separate days? So there's 2 things going on here. First of all, we want to find out Tom's income in a fortnight. We have a weekly wage of $1,025. So let's work that out first. So $1,025 per week, we're going to multiply that by 2, and that gives us his fortnightly wage, but we need to also add in the additional allowance of $87.50 per day. And he handles that on 5 separate days. So let's add on the allowance. So it's $87.50, and that's going to be calculated across 5 days. Let's enter this in, 1025 multiplied by 2 plus 87.50 multiplied by 5. Press SD to get it into dollars and cents. 2487.50. 2487.50. Okay, so I might just write the answer here as well, just for your benefit. Option D. Question 26G. Rachel bought a motorcycle advertised for $7,990. She paid a $500 deposit and took out a flat rate loan to repay the balance. Simple interest was charged at a rate of 7% per annum on the amount borrowed. She repaid the loan over 2 years, making equal weekly repayments. Calculate the weekly repayment. So I think the first thing is we need to work out what the principal is, how much she actually borrowed. So we know that she bought a motorcycle for $7,990, so let's work out the P. So P is equal to $7,990 minus her deposit. Okay, so that's a cash deposit paid up front, which means that the principal borrowed, okay, is $7,490. So now she's going to pay over 2 years, 7% per annum on the amount borrowed. So let's work out the interest that is going to be charged. So I is equal to PRN. Okay, so it's $7,490 multiplied by 7% per annum multiplied by 2 years. So 7% per year multiplied by 2 years. So the interest owed, okay, is going to be 7,490 multiplied by 7% multiplied by 2, and we get $1,048.60. Now, if we add the principal and the interest together, that's the total that she must repay over 2 years. So is equal to 7,490, the original principal borrowed, plus the interest 1,048.60. Okay, so 7,490 plus 1,048.60, and we get 8,538.60. Now that's going to be paid back in equal weekly installments. Now we can either use 1 year is equal to 52 weeks, or we can use 52.18. Now the sample solution that's given in the HSC, or the NESA supplied sample solution, uses 52 weeks. We're not told in the question whether to assume 52 or 52.18, so let's just assume 52. So, okay, so total number of repayments is equal to 52 repayments per year. We're going to multiply that by 2. Okay, so 52 times 2, that's equal to 104. Okay, and the amount of each weekly repayment okay, is equal to the total amount to be repaid, which is 8,538.60, divided by the total number of payments, which is 104. Okay. So 8,538.60 divided by 104, and we get $82.10 per week. Question 29b. Sabrina's taxable income is $86,725 in a particular year. The table below is used to calculate her tax payable. In addition, she pays the Medicare levy, which is 2% of her taxable income. Calculate Sabrina's net income in that year. So let's work out, first of all, her tax liability, so how much tax that she's going to have to pay. All right, that's her gross income. Obviously, we find out the tax that she owes, we work out the Medicare levy, we take it away from her taxable income, and that will leave her net income. So, tax liability. Okay. And using her taxable income as our guide, 86,725. Let's locate the row that this belongs to from the tax table. So we're going to use this row here. Okay, so it's just under 87,000. Let's follow the rule then under the tax payable column. Okay, so she's going to pay $3,572 plus 32.5 cents for each dollar over $37,000. Okay, so now 32.5 cents for each dollar is really the same as saying 32.5% for each dollar over 37,000. So how much is she over 37,000? So that's worked out by the difference of 86,725 minus 37,000. Okay. So it's working that out. 3,572 plus 32.5% multiplied by 86,725 minus 37,000. So that's the amount above 37,000. And we get $19,732.63, correct to the nearest cent. Okay. Now let's work out her Medicare levy. Okay. And that's 2% of taxable income. Of her taxable income, that's her taxable income there. So it'll be 2% multiplied by 86,725. Okay. Okay, and we get 1,734. $1,734.50. So her net income is found by taking her taxable income or her gross income minus or subtract the tax liability and then taking away the Medicare levy as well. So I might just put it here on this row. Okay. So 86725 minus 19732.63 minus 1734.50, and we get $65,257.87. Question 8. A nanny charges $15 per hour or part thereof for looking after a child. What does the nanny charge for looking after a child from 8 a.m. until 3:20 p.m. on a particular day? So what we're going to do first of all, just for you to help visualize what's going on here, we're going to work out the number of hours from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. and that's 4 hours. And then from 12 p.m. until 3:20 p.m. that's 3 hours and 20 minutes. Now we need this in fraction form in fact. So total time is 7 hours and 20 minutes. Now 20 minutes as a fraction of an hour is in fact 1/3. In fact, for you just to quickly see that, 20 divided by 60 is 1/3. So this is equal to 7 1/3 of an hour. We're going to take that, multiply it by 15. Okay. So 7 1/3. Multiply that by 15 and we get $110. Now another way to quickly do this is we can enter in 7 hours and 20 minutes into the calculator using the degrees, minutes, seconds button. So I'll just lighten that for you. 7 hours, 20 minutes, multiplied by 15, and we get $110. Question 14. To determine the retail price of an item, a shop owner increases its cost price by 30%. In a sale, the retail price is reduced by 30% to give the sale price. How does the sale price compare to the cost price? Now, we don't know what the price of the item is, so let's just say, for argument's sake, it's $100. So $100, we're going to increase that by 30%, which is the same as multiplying it by 130%. And then we're going to reduce that increased price by 30%. So we're going to multiply that by 70%. And let's see now what the sale price is compared to the original price of $100. So 100 multiplied by 130% multiplied by 70%, and we get $91. So the sale price is less than the cost price, option A. Question 15. Sam is the driver at fault in a car accident. Which of the following is covered by Sam's compulsory third-party CTP insurance? CTP covers injury to the other driver. So this is just about knowing what CTP covers. Question 21. David earns a gross income of $890 per week. Each week, 25% of this income is deducted in taxation. David budgets to save 20% of his net income. How much does he budget to save each week? So the first thing we need to do is we need to take away 25% in taxation. So net income. The easiest way to work that out is to take 890 and we multiply that by 75% because that's what's left after 25% is taken out. So 890 multiplied by 75%, and we get $667.50. Now we need to work out how much David budgets to save. So the savings is equal to $667.50. We're going to multiply that by 20%. Okay, so multiply that by 20%, and we get $133.50. That's going to be option B. Question 30B. Last year, Luke's taxable income was $87,000 and the tax payable on this income was $19,822. This year, Luke's taxable income has increased by $16,800. So part 1, use the table to calculate the tax payable by Luke this year. So increasing his taxable income by $16,800 will push Luke from this tax bracket here, $37,001 to $87,000, to this tax bracket. So first thing we need to work out is his taxable income. okay, is equal to 87,000 plus the increase that he received, which is $16,800. Okay, adding those together, plus 16,800, and we get $103,000, $103,800. So, referencing this row here, $87,001 to $180,000, let's calculate the tax payable is equal to 19,822 plus, now when it says 37 cents for each dollar, that means 37%. Multiplied by each dollar over $87,000. In fact, here's exactly $16,800 over $87,000. So that makes the calculation very easy. So let's just enter that in the calculator and see what we get. So 19,822 plus 37% multiplied by $16,800, and we get $26,038. So how much extra money, this is part 2, how much extra money will Luke have this year after paying tax as a result of the increase in his taxable income? Ignore the Medicare levy. So let's work out then what his net income is before his salary increase. Okay. All right. Is his taxable income minus the tax that he paid. Okay. So $87,000 minus 19,822. Oops. And we get 67,178. So let's work out now the net income after salary increase. Okay, is, and 103 minus the tax that he would have had to have paid, and that's equal to 103,800 minus 26,038, and we get 77762. Okay, so the extra money that Luke will get is equal to the larger net income minus the smaller net income. Okay, so 77762 minus 67178, and we get 10,584. And that's the extra money that Luke will get. Question 6. Mary is 18 years old and has just purchased comprehensive motor vehicle insurance. The following excesses apply to claims for at-fault motor vehicle accidents. Basic excess of $850 for each claim. So that means regardless of age or regardless of who the person is, there's $850 paid up if you're at fault. Second point, an additional age excess of $1,600 for drivers under 25 years of age. Mary is 18 years of age. So we can see immediately that this is going to apply and this point here is going to apply. Now the third point, an additional age excess of $400 for drivers 25 years of age or over with no more than 2 years driving experience. Now, again, we've seen that Mary is 18 years of age, so this point here does not apply. How much would Mary be required to pay as excess if she made a claim as the driver at fault in a car accident? So we can see already that in our analysis, that if Mary was at fault, it'll be $850 plus an additional $1,600. So it'll be option C. Question 7. Julia earns $28 per hour. Her hourly pay rate increases by 2%. How much will she earn for a 4-hour shift with this increase? So let's see how much she earns currently. $28 per hour. She works for 4 hours, but her pay is going to increase by 2%. And the way we implement an increase in mathematics is to multiply by 102%. Okay. So $28 an hour times 4 hours times 102%. We get $114.24. Option D. Question 9. What is the interest earned in dollars if $800 is invested for X months at a simple interest rate of 3% per annum? Simple interest means we're going to use the formula I equals P times R times N. Now, the P, the principal, is $800. The interest rate is 3%. Okay. Now, the time, the N, is X months. But the interest rate is per annum per year, which means that we have to divide the X by 12. So I'm going to multiply this by 1 on 12 times X months. So this converts X months into years, or converts it into the time unit of years. Now, multiplying all this together, okay, so, whoops, 800 multiplied by 3%, multiplied by 1 on 12, times X, and we get 2. So the answer is 2X. Option A. Question 29. Part of a supermarket receipt is shown. Okay, so just going through this quickly, we have some items. Notice that one of these items has an asterisk there. If you go down to the bottom of the receipt, it says that asterisk refers to GST. That GST applies to this item. The question is to determine the missing values A and B to complete the receipt. And we can see that these two items there are missing. So let's have a look at the chocolates first. The chocolates has an asterisk next to it. That means that there's GST that applies. Notice that there's no other items that have GST that's applicable to them. Now we know that 70 cents is the GST that applies to the chocolates. Now to get the selling price then of the chocolates, rather than dividing by 11 to find the GST, if you have the GST, if you multiply it by 11, you then get the selling price of the chocolates. So item A, okay, is equal to the GST amount. Multiply that by 11, okay, and we get $7.70. And we can just add this onto the receipt here, $7.70. Now, to find the price of the almonds, we know the total price of, well, that's on the total price of all the items that's on the receipt. If you subtract all the known values from $36.25, we then get item B, which is the price of the almonds. So B is equal to $36.25 minus $7.70 minus $5 minus $8.50 minus $3.20 minus $2.85. So it's a fairly basic calculation, but just quite a few numbers there that you have to enter in. Minus $7.70 minus 5 minus $8.50 minus $3.20 minus $2.85. and we get $9. So the price of the almonds is $9. Question 32. The table shows the income tax rates for the 2018-2019 financial year. The Medicare levy is calculated as 2% of the taxable income. For the 2018-2019 financial year, Charlie pays a Medicare levy of $1,934.80. Calculate the tax payable on Charlie's taxable income. Now, the first thing we need to do is to work out what 100% of the taxable income is, given that 2% of the taxable income correlates to $1,984.80. So if 2% correlates to $1,934.80, if we divide this by 2, this is the unitary method, multiply that by 100. We do the same thing here, divide that by 2, multiply that by 100. To get 100%, we get taxable income is equal to 1934.80, divide that by 2%, multiply that by 100 to get 100% of the taxable income there, $96,740. So that's Charlie's taxable income. Now we need to use this taxable income to calculate his tax payable. So 96,000, this will be this row here. Okay, so I just put an arrow there just to say this is the row that I'm referring to. So let's follow the rule. Okay, the tax owed is equal to $20,797 plus 37 cents for each dollar over 90,000. That's easy enough to do. 37 cents for each dollar just means 37%. Multiplied by, now, how much over 90,000 are we, and how are we going to calculate that? With a subtraction. $96,740 minus 90,000. Okay, you could easily see that it's going to be $6,740. Enter that into your calculator. Okay, so 2797 plus 37% multiplied by 96,740 minus $90,000. Press the SD button, and that's going to be $23,290.80 in tax. Question 20. The table shows the income tax rates for the 2019-2020 financial year. For the 2019-2020 financial year, Wally had a taxable income of $122,680. During the year, he paid $3,000 per month in pay-as-you-go, PAYG, tax. Calculate Wally's tax refund, ignoring the Medicare levy. Okay, so I think the first thing that we can do here is calculate the PAYG tax that Wally has already paid. Okay, it's $3,000 per month, and it's times 12, so 12 months in the year. So that works out to be $36,000. Now we need to work out the amount of tax Wally owes based on the tax table. So let's say tax owed is equal to, now his taxable income is $122,680. So that's this row there. So it's between sort of above the $90,001 mark up to the $180,000 mark. And we just follow the instructions here, basically in the second column, which tells us how to calculate the amount of tax that Wally owes. Okay, so he's going to pay $20,797 plus, so plus sign there, 37 cents for each dollar over 90,000. So what does this mean? 37 cents for each dollar. in each dollar. It's 37%. So we could just write that as 37% multiplied by the difference between $90,000 and Wally's taxable income. So that'll be $122,680 minus $90,000. So we just managed to fit that in there. Okay. So let's calculate that. And so it's 20,797 plus 37%. Okay, multiplied by, okay, $122,680 minus $90,000. Okay, and we get $32,888.60. Okay, so the tax refund is equal to the PAYG tax, so $36,000 minus the amount of tax that Wally owes, which is actually less than what he's paid. Okay. And it's $3,111.40. Question 19. Adam purchased some office furniture 5 years ago. It depreciated by $2,300 each year based on the straight line method of depreciation. The salvage value of the furniture is now $7,500. Find the initial value of the office furniture. N equals 5 years, and this represents the number of years the office furniture is being depreciated over. S5 represents the salvage value of the office furniture after 5 years of depreciation, and that equals $7,500. The rate of depreciation is $2,300 per year. What we're asked to find is V0, which represents the initial value of the office furniture. So we're going to solve for V0 the equation salvage value is equal to the initial value minus the rate of depreciation per year multiplied by the number of years of depreciation. So 7,500 is equal to V0 minus 2,300 multiplied by 5. So adding 2,300 multiplied by 5 to both sides of the equation, we have 7,500 plus 2,300 multiplied by 5 equals V0. And evaluating the left-hand side of the equation, we get V0 is equal to 19,000. So therefore, the initial value of the office furniture is $19,000. Question 22. The table shows the income tax rates for the 2020-2021 financial year. William has a gross annual salary of $84,000. He has allowable tax deductions of $900 for home office equipment and $474 for union fees. William must also pay a Medicare levy of 2% of his taxable income. Calculate the total tax payable by William, including the Medicare levy. The income tax payable and the Medicare levy are based on the taxable income. William's taxable income is equal to his gross salary minus his deductions. So 84,000 minus 900 minus 474 is equal to $82,626. Now the income tax payable is determined by using this row, the row with the asterisk of the tax table, since his taxable income lies between $45,001 and $120,000. And the tax is $5,092 plus 32.5 cents for each dollar over $45,000. Now this can be interpreted as 32.5% of the difference between his taxable income and $45,000. So it can be written like this, 5,092 plus 32.5% multiplied by the difference between his taxable income and $45,000. And that equals $17,320.45. Now the Medicare levy is 2% of his taxable income. So that's equal to 2% multiplied by $82,626, and that equals $1,652.52. And the total tax payable is found by adding this value with this value, so A and B, and that equals $17,320.45 plus $1,652.52, and that equals $18,972.97.